Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Hey, good morning, everyone. It is Wednesday, June 12th.
Happy Wednesday. Thank you for joining us. We hope you got a chance to either enjoy the rain, the cloud cover, or the wind.
The wind, yeah. I thought we were going to get some rain because the wind was, moving along like we were going to get some, and we did not.
I know. It kind of passed our area, but I was happy to have the break in temperatures, though, Mike.
For sure.
Yeah, as soon as that outflow boundary, and Sarah was pointing this out yesterday, that little thin line where, that cold air when it drops down from the storms and spreads out, that dropped temperatures down over the course of about an hour and a half, roughly 14 degrees. And in 1 hour span, it was about 9-degree drop in temperatures. Yeah, that was nice. Not everybody got rain. That's going to be the situation today. That's the situation right now. Take a look at radar. And we do have a few, first of all, outside. No rain out there by the airport as of right now, but some folks are definitely getting a little bit of rain out there, as you can see, being picked up on radar. Again, it is not a lot. It doesn't look like it's going to be a repeat of what we had around here on Monday. And if any storms do develop later on today, everything should be staying kind of below severe criteria, but you're going to see some gusty winds out there. So we do have some of these fairly decent showers, not any lightning, even though we've got lightning turned on there. Well, maybe 1 or 2 lightning strikes. All these are sliding down to the south. We do have a couple of these on the southwest side of San Antonio right here. So if you're going down 35, you may run into just a little bit of that rain. And that's pretty much about it as of right now. One more little spot over there in Bandera County, but we do have a few more disturbances up here to the north, and those are going to continue to work their way on through the area over the course of the morning and early afternoon. So even though you're not seeing rain right now, there is a chance today. But again, rain chances are not great overall. 75 degrees here in town, 70 in Boerne, and 72 up the road in Comfort. Humidity is okay again this morning, not anything just outrageous. And again, as far as the forecast for any showers or anything like that today, just the scattered ones around here. So keep your fingers crossed that we do see a few of these scattered showers and storms around the area. High temperatures are also going to be held pretty much in check. So that's good news. All the details and a look ahead to Father's Day, because it's going to be sizzling out there. Details in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, RJ, what's going on, sir?
All right, Mike. Yeah, definitely enjoyed that break in temperature. Stepped outside yesterday early evening and was like, okay, I can live with this out here. Hopefully our drivers can live with the traffic situation that we're seeing right now. I-10, we saw their traffic moving pretty good both directions there. 35 New Braunfels on the east side of town, same situation. 35 at San Marcos, same situation there as well. As is usually the case during this time in the morning, we are just dealing with some construction issues across the greater San Antonio area. So let's go ahead and check in with photojournalist Alex Gomez. He is out on the northwest side. And Alex, I just saw the dash cam a little while ago. It looked like you were driving through a couple of emergency lights or vehicles. Let us know where you're at, Matt.
Well, I'm on the far northwest side, and where you saw those vehicles, that was going up I-10 westbound right before 1604, but it looks like they were wrapping up and they were about to leave. So I haven't seen anything else other than that. I just got on 1604. I'm headed eastbound. It looks like construction has wrapped up in this area, so should be a good drive if you're headed over here in this area, RJ.
All right, good news there, and we'll continue to check in with Alex throughout the rest of our 5 o'clock hours. We'll take a look at our maps, and this is basically the area that Alex is at. Again, he mentioned he's coming I-10 west right now. There was a closure there of one of the ramps going to 1604, but you see just the amount of construction taking place in this area. But again, good news is that with some of the weather that we're also seeing, it seems like they're delaying some of these construction projects throughout to most of the San Antonio area, including the northeast side. As we take a quick look at our city map, and everything else looking pretty good. A lot of green on our screen here, so if you're about to step outside right now, might be the best time. Stephanie, Patty, back to you guys.
Thank you, RJ. Well, it's been more than a week since the county launched its new Odyssey portal, and KSAT has been documenting problems with the criminal case management system since last Wednesday. Now, we've heard complaints about a backlog of inmates for booking and release, even after posting bond. Some attorneys, judges, and clerks have said they've been slowed down by trying to learn how this new system works. A local attorney and current director of the Texas Criminal Defense Lawyers Association shared with us what he thinks of the new system.
People who should have been released that weren't, and there's some significant information supporting that people who should not have been released are now free on the streets, and the computers still show they're in jail and they're out.
And Bexar County Sheriff Javier Salazar sent a statement saying in part, it says, I am extremely dissatisfied with how the system has performed thus far. There have been no erroneous releases of inmates, regardless of what the online system may have indicated. Now, he goes on, I'd be extremely hard-pressed to say anything positive about the system or process. I realize it has caused hardship for those incarcerated and their families, but that is the direct result of us having to be meticulous in our processes to ensure public safety, end quote. Now you can read the sheriff's full statement and watch our full interview with Bobby Barrera right now on our website at KSAT.com.
A wheelchair-bound man has died in a house fire. The 68-year-old was taken to the hospital badly burned after flames broke out in the home. It happened on Christian Drive near Loop 410 in Rigsby on the east side just before noon yesterday. It is still not clear what sparked the fire.
In Uvalde this morning, UPS and FedEx are named in a new lawsuit by the victims' families of the Robb Elementary shooting. The lawsuit accuses FedEx of shipping and delivering the AR-15 style rifle used to a gun store where the shooter picked it up, even though he was not 18 when he bought it. Now, the lawsuit also accuses UPS of delivering a package that contained an illegal trigger system to the shooter's home. Both shipping companies released statements regarding the lawsuit. Now, FedEx said in part, quote, FedEx is committed to the lawful, secure, and safe movement of regulated items through our network, and we comply with applicable laws and regulations, end quote. Now, UPS said, part quote, the lawsuit has no merit and we will defend accordingly, end quote. So you can read both UPS and FedEx's full comments on our website, KSAT.com.
In your morning headlines, 8 people from Tajikistan who entered the United States illegally through the southern border are now in federal custody. They are suspected to have ties to the terror group ISIS. The arrest happened in New York, Philadelphia, and Los Angeles. This morning, the FBI and Department of Homeland Security remain in a heightened, threatened environment. FBI Director Christopher Wray has said the U.S. is facing more threats from homegrown violent extremists as well as foreign terrorist organizations, particularly in the aftermath of the October 7th attack by Hamas on Israel. The FBI has previously warned that Islamist radicals might try to access the United States from the Mexican border. Now to the Hunter Biden guilty verdict. The president's son, now a convicted felon.
As ABC's Lionel Moise reports, we're now hearing from members of the jury describing how they reached their verdict.
This morning, new insight into the historic verdict that made Hunter Biden the first child of a sitting president to be convicted of a felony. A jury, after 3 hours of deliberations, finding him guilty on all 3 counts for lying about his drug use on a federal form in 2018 when he bought a gun. Jurors say initially they were split on whether Biden was guilty.
Believe it or not, it was a split vote.
6-6.
6-6.
That was the first vote.
That was the first vote.
But then, jurors say they focused on the fact that Biden knew he was an addict when he filled out the background check. And they say one piece of evidence was critical, a text message from Hunter Biden the day after he bought the gun, saying he was waiting for a dealer named Mookie.
If you're an addict, you're an addict.
Right.
This is something that sticks with you for the rest of your life.
Jurors say they worked well together and never discussed politics. They say Biden, being the son of the president, did not sway them.
I'm thinking that he did a bad thing, and actions have consequences.
After the verdict, another juror questioned if the trial was even necessary.
In my opinion, this was a waste of taxpayers' dollars. I think they could have just fined him.
Hunter Biden left the court with his wife and mother, the First Lady, by his side, and was later seen embracing his father in Delaware. In a statement, he said he's grateful for the support, saying recovery is possible by the grace of God, and I am blessed to experience that gift one day at a time. Hunter Biden could face up to 25 years in prison, but legal experts say being a first-time offender, prison time is unlikely.
Hunter Biden's legal troubles are far from over. He's set to go on trial in California in September, charged with failing to pay more than $1 million in taxes. And if convicted, experts say he's more likely to face prison time in that case. Lionel Moise, ABC News, New York.
Hey there, the time right now, 5:09, 75 degrees out there right now.
Well, the San Antonio River Authority relies on its 200 low water crossing sensors to notify people of flooding and road closures. Coming up next, how you can monitor those crossings yourself and prepare for any future flash flooding.
All right, taking a look outside with our live cam. Beautiful day this morning. Not a lot of traffic right now. It is only 5:10, but we're going to check in with RJ coming up to see where the trouble spots are. Welcome back. We welcome the rain, but too much of it in a short amount of time can still cause flooding problems.
Well, as our Avery Everett reports, the San Antonio River Authority is encouraging people to plan ahead just in case.
It falls fast and it flows fast.
When it rains in San Antonio, problems pour. Flooding and lingering water can be widespread.
And there's no space for the floodwater to go.
And that's why the San Antonio River Authority is pushing people to be proactive.
We've been working on drainage solutions and flooding solutions for a century.
Aaron Cavazos with the River Authority says San Antonio is in flash flood alley. That means we're at a higher risk for flooding because of our terrain, soil, and rainfall rates. The River Authority relies on its 200 low water crossing sensors to notify people of flooding and road closures. Now that information is accessible in the Waze app.
When it rains, they're very dangerous.
All of the rain over the last couple of days revealed drainage issues across San Antonio. We were last here in this Harlandale neighborhood for our Know My Neighborhood series at the beginning of the year to specifically talk about flooding. This drain is filled with debris and it shows that pile up over the last couple of days. It's really the only drain to serve these couple of streets here in Harlandale, and it shows the long-term infrastructure issues across San Antonio when it comes to flooding and drainage. That's why nonprofits say it's so important to have short-term solutions to help keep you prepared.
You hear it all the time, turn around, don't drown.
Joseph Villarreal with San Antonio Aware and Prepared says there are also ways to protect your property now. That includes trimming trees that could fall on your home, clearing drains on your street, and securing outdoor furniture. Meanwhile, the River Authority is looking into flooding solutions. It's working with the city on capital improvements, as well as FEMA on updating Bexar County's floodplain maps. Make sure you also have the KSAT Weather Authority app downloaded to your device to get the most up-to-date forecast from our trusted meteorologist. Avery Everett, KSAT 12 News.
All right, the time right now, 5:15, 75 degrees out there.
Let's look out there with Drive Cam. So this is our Alex Gomez just riding around town in San Antonio looking to make sure all the roads are safe. Good morning. We're going to be chatting with him later in the newscast.
55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. Like 2 lines of unlimited for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings versus Verizon and AT&T. Plus, get one of the latest 5G phones free when you add a line. Experience it all on America's largest and fastest 5G network. At T-Mobile, customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of unlimited for only $30 a line. Switch today.
On average, we spend 93% of our lives indoors. But can you imagine missing a moment like this? Life happens out there.
Want the power of 5 serum benefits in one? Olay Super Serum activates on skin to hydrate, smooth, visibly firm, brighten, and improve texture. It's my best skin yet. Olay.
Hey, good morning. Welcome back. We were just commenting on how, great, not this mind, but great minds think alike. We have purple.
Yesterday was on purpose. Today was not on purple. On purpose.
There you go. There you go.
We're like a prom couple.
The purple crew right there.
We're going to go party.
Okay. We'll do our prom pose. You go do traffic. So, yeah.
I didn't get a text or anything like that.
It's just, I know.
Yeah,
coordinating with the minds.
Yes, definitely. Okay, heading out right now. Things looking pretty good in the greater San Antonio area as we take a look at some of our TransGuide traffic cameras. 37 Loop 410, far southeast side of town. 37 Jones Avenue. Traffic moving pretty good both directions there. But we do have what's about to look like here a pretty major incident out in the Boerne area. Just got off the phone with TransGuide a little while ago, and it looks like we have a significant crash out here that is on I-10 East, and it looks like right now it's shutting down all the main lanes of I-10 East. This is going to be for all of our folks coming in from the Boerne area, and again, that's west of Highway 187 there. So still trying to gather more details on exactly what's going on out there, but again, just got off the phone with TransGuide. They said that I-10 East, the main lanes are shut down. It looks like there may be a couple of vehicles involved in this crash on the eastbound lanes there, just a little bit outside of Boerne. So this is a little bit away from the San Antonio area, but of course, a lot of our viewers in the Boerne area, keep this in mind if you're going to be out and about this morning. Again, we will continue to gather more details on that. So we've been out on the northwest side, closer to town. Let's check in with photojournalist Alex Gomez right now. I think at last check, Alex, you were around 1604 Bandera. Go ahead and let us know what you're up to, man.
Yeah, RJ, good morning. I'm over here on the west side now, 1604 southbound. I'm about to leave 1604 and get on 151, but it's been great out here. I didn't see any of that construction on the far northwest side, so that's something you don't have to worry about, and you don't have to worry about wet roads. We have dry roads in this area. It doesn't look like this area got any of that rain yesterday. Neither did my house, though. I was kind of upset that all of that rain just passed me by, RJ.
Yeah, definitely hit and miss out there for a lot of our folks and stuff who got some early rain the better part of the early part of this week. But we will continue checking with Alex and see how things are going out there. As we take one more quick look at our maps, citywide map, everything's looking pretty good. Again, biggest thing we're seeing right now, I-10 East Boerne area. Looks like we have a pretty significant crash out there. All right, Mike, as Alex was mentioning, a couple of folks didn't see the rain, some others did. It's kind of been a little bit that way during this week.
And that's the situation right now, and that's going to be the situation with the rain later on today. Yeah, I mean, the gust front moved on through, windy conditions at my house. I'm like, come on. And it's like, nope, nothing. So unfortunately, but those extra clouds sure did make for a beautiful sunset yesterday. Thank you for that picture. All right, roads are pretty dry now. Alex said he was on 1604 getting off it at 151, but had he stayed on 1604 and gone all the way down and continued around there, run into a little bit of this rain that's been moving through right now. Somerset, 35, 1604, and then also from Devine down through Pearsall, everything sliding down to the south. A couple of those showers around Uvalde as well, and further on up to the north. And we do have, now this is obviously well out of our area, but more of these disturbances out here. And what's going to be going on, we still have kind of a modified flow coming in out of the north. And so what that will do is throw more of these disturbances down in our direction. So here's the, first of all, the cloud and radar loop from going back 12 hours. So you can see all those storms, and especially the big ones that threw out that outflow boundary right here on the northeast side of Bexar County, and then up in toward New Braunfels. Then you see in behind it, here's the latest batch of rain that started to develop. So as far as the rest of today, we'll have a couple of showers, a couple of thunderstorms. We don't see a lot of thunderstorms, but just one or two of them throughout the course of the morning, and then just scattered about here and there. Not going to be raining everywhere. In fact, most of us, unfortunately, aren't going to be seeing rain. Upper 80s, mid to upper 80s at noon, and then we top off at 93 later on today. So here's the computer model. And again, just a few of these scattered showers, maybe a thunderstorm around the area. Not much all the way through, even late morning, going into this afternoon. I think by late afternoon, it starts to kind of taper off a little bit. Now, you might see some blustery winds like yesterday, a little bit of pea-sized hail, and a couple of decent downpours, but as far as anything severe, should say just below severe criteria. But I mean, that's only 1 mile per hour. If it's 55 mile per hour winds or 59 and 60, that's the dividing line. So you can still see some gusty winds out there. So that's something we will keep an eye on as we go through the course of the morning and then later on today. So 93 today. A little extra cloud cover, and then 96 tomorrow. We start to heat up. Rain gets out of the picture here, and it's going to be hot on Flag Day, 100 on Father's Day on Sunday, but then temperatures are going to start to kind of just make a slow decline going into next week. A few more clouds, and even, albeit not great, rain chances next week. So we'll take that. More after this. Stick around.
This morning's GMA First Look, trapped in sand.
You're probably 10 feet from the sand dunes, and I just dropped into the ground.
Jamie Acord was walking on the beach in Maine with her husband when she suddenly found herself waist deep in sand, trapped. Her husband Patrick fortunately able to pull her out quickly, and this morning they're telling their story on GMA.
I was right beside her and she dropped down like a couple feet. I was like, well, where are your legs?
It's all over the world. Anywhere you're adjacent to a water body, there's a chance you could potentially have it. Most of the time that you would encounter quicksand is in areas of the beach that are kind of below the high tide line.
Coming up at 7 a.m., we'll tell you how they escaped and the expert tips that could save you from the same situation. With your GMA First Look, I'm Eva Pilgrim, ABC News, New York.
Time right now, 5:29, 75 degrees out there already.
Well, it just was like a slap in the face to my sister. If you can't give answers, I understand, and it's an open case. I understand that too. But say something. She's been missing for 8 years. You can say something, anything.
Good morning. Welcome back. It is 5:33. We hope you had a good week so far.
I looked it up. We are 28 weeks from Christmas. Sorry, just had to put that out there. It's June, halfway through the year, 28 weeks till Christmas.
Thank you, Mark. You're filling in well for him. So
I am filling in for him. I got to keep the countdown for you.
Can we just talk about how many days till
Can we talk about cooler weather?
4th of July.
Oh yeah, well, I do like 4th of July.
So I just want to count down to the time change. That's all I care about. So in November, first weekend in November. Anyway, outside, right? Really, Patty, you did that to me. We've got not a bad morning. There are a couple of showers around the area as of right now. And if you're over there on the southwest side of town and going down 35, you are going to be hitting those once you get toward Devine, Pearsall. A couple of decent downpours. We're really not seeing a heck of a lot in the way of any lightning strikes with these. Now, if you are going to be going down 37, you're going to run into a little bit of this rain as well as it continues to work its way right down there toward Lemming and Poteet. Pleasanton, you're going to be getting just a couple of these showers. Further on up to the north, there's really not a lot. We've got a few more little ones here. Those are kind of fizzling on out. But we're still going to keep this kind of flow coming in here out of the north. So what that means is more little disturbances are going to be riding down here, and that's going to continue or keep us with the rain chances and have it continue throughout the morning and about the first half of the afternoon. We're at 73 right now in town. Normal low temperature. This is where you should be this time of year. And everybody is basically in the mid to lower 70s. Got a couple of 77s out there at Port SA as well as at Stinson. Mold's on the high side thanks to the rain we had on Monday. Updated count comes out, of course, in a couple of hours. So a couple of scattered showers or storms today. Not anything too awfully strong. Still could have some gusty winds with some of these and a decent downpour. And then rest of the week, rain is off, heat is on. We're going to start to warm up and get back up to triple digits, close to it Saturday and then Sunday here in town. Then next week, we'll start the decline closer to normal high temperatures, mid and lowerish 90s, plus at least some rain out there. Not a great chance of rain, but that small opportunity, at least it's something, because after today, nothing in through the weekend as far as rain. Details in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, RJ, what is going on, sir?
All right, Mike. Yeah, starting to see a big mess here on the far northwest side of town. In fact, we are actually outside of the Boerne area right here. So we do have a TransGuide traffic camera here. The last check, we had a crash that looked like it involved a couple of vehicles at least, and it looked like we had some emergency vehicles off to the side of the road here as well. It looks like they are allowing some vehicles to get through. It looks like there's some 18-wheelers that are being allowed right now on I-10 eastbound right there. This is going to be mile marker 536. So a little bit as you get outside the Boerne area, have a pretty big wreck that is causing some pretty good delays out there for our folks in that area. I want to show you a map real quick and show you exactly what we're looking at here in terms of the buildup again. So outside the Boerne area, but still this is going to be all of our traffic coming into the greater San Antonio area on the far northwest side of town. This is basically Cibolo Creek Road for all of our drivers or people that live around here that are familiar with that. So I-10 eastbound Cibolo Creek Road have a major crash right now that looks like it's shut down the main lanes, but they are allowing some traffic to get through. It looks like some of those bigger vehicles out there. All right, a little bit closer into town. Let's go ahead and check in with photojournalist Alex Gomez. I know, Alex, we're going to go ahead and head out to that crash in the Boerne area here in a bit, but just let folks know where you're at right now.
Right now, this is going to be I-10 headed westbound right near Wurzbach. So no issues in this area or the west side. I just left 151 and 410, and it was all good over there, RJ.
All right, yeah. So Alex, making the rounds, especially on the northwest side of town right now, where we had some overnight construction in that area. But everything else in the greater San Antonio area looking pretty good for the most part. Again, biggest thing we're following is this incident out there in Boerne. Patty and Stephanie, back to you guys.
Thank you, RJ. Well, a Texas family is turning to nonprofits to help find a missing woman. It's been 8 years since Bianca Carrasco was seen walking away from her home on the northeast side of San Antonio.
Now her sister is getting some help from a nonprofit to get answers after years of silence from investigators.
I know she wouldn't have taken off on foot, as her husband said.
There's no doubt for Giovanna Boerne that her sister Bianca Carrasco is dead.
She wouldn't have taken off at all. And she certainly would not just vanish and not contact me or someone.
Now she just wants answers and closure for her kids.
I just want to find her. I want to find her. She has kids. They believe that she walked away from them. And that's not okay. That's not okay. They have to know. They have to know that their mom did not walk away.
She was 29 at the time. Bianca Carrasco was last seen walking away from her home here on Walnut Creek Drive on May 1st, 2016.
I had been worried about her because the days leading up to her disappearance, her husband was very, very all over the place, upset.
The family told police the nurse and mother of 3 was having issues with her husband. She told her sister she was going to file for divorce the week she disappeared. After 8 years with no answers or arrests, Giovanna has grown frustrated.
I've been told by the police that some crimes are just not solvable, and I've been told a lot of things to kind of just make me be quiet or go away, but I can't do that.
The national organization Season of Justice paid for a billboard along I-10 and Wurzbach Road. KSAT reached out to SAPD for an interview about the Carrasco case. Police declined, but a few days later, a $5,000 Crime Stoppers was put out.
Anybody who knows what happened to her, it's not going to go away. And I don't want anyone thinking that. Because I know it's exhausting at times. It's exhausting. It's heavy. Regardless, I still have to keep looking for her.
And here's another photo of Bianca. She would be 37 years old now. If you know anything about her disappearance, call Crime Stoppers 210-224-7867.
And have you seen this young woman? The Bexar County Sheriff's Office has been looking for 16-year-old Kayla Oyavides for more than a week. She was last seen on a street called Forest Canyon off of Highway 90 in southwest Bexar County. If you know anything that can help bring her home, you are asked to call the Bexar County Sheriff's Office.
Now, it's a complaint often sent to our newsroom. Renters fed up with ongoing property problems, but there is help for those who believe they are living in unfair or unsafe conditions. Renters' rights meetings like this one held last night are trying to answer questions. A representative with the Fair Housing Council says one of the biggest mistakes tenants make when an issue isn't getting fixed is withholding rent.
If you're current on the rent, the landlord has a responsibility to fix health and safety issues within 7 days of a proper request submitted by a tenant. Increase tenants' awareness of what their rights so that they know what to do when they are faced with an eviction or repair issues that aren't getting repaired.
And she says a tenant's lease should specify how to properly submit maintenance requests. Some repairs may take longer than 7 days, but once that window has passed, the tenant should reach out to the city code compliance to report the issue. If you would like to attend a renters' rights meeting in person, the next one is July 15th at Mission Library. We have that information on KSAT.com.
And the NBA Finals continue tonight. The Dallas Mavericks are down 2 games against the Boston Celtics, and tip-off is at 7:30 at the American Airlines Center in Dallas. So you can watch that right here on KSAT 12. And I kind of hoping that Dallas will win at least this game because 1, they're going to be at home, and 2, let's just make the finals interesting.
Yeah, it would be. Are you going to stay up for that?
Not all night. No. I'll watch a little bit, but that's it.
Time right now, 5:41, 75 degrees out there.
And are you ready for a new friend? Well, the Animal Defense League is next with how you can adopt this precious pet today.
Taking a live look outside right now. Traffic is flowing, 75 degrees out there. If you have anything that you need to get done that's outside, you might want to get it done early because temperatures are going to heat up. We're going to talk about that weather coming up.
Well, I don't know if you can see him too well, but this guy has the most, oh, you're shaking, sweetie, most beautiful kind of olive eyes. And Felicia's here from the Animal Defense League. Who's this little one?
This is Taylor, and she is a 3-month-old little baby who is ready for her forever home. She came in with her siblings, all from Animal Care Services, our city shelter, and they are all finally available and ready to go.
And a great color. This kind of a milk chocolatey color there.
Yeah.
And her little white paw. Are you nervous or cold or what? Yeah, she just had a little bath here, so. It's a little bit of nerves.
She'll come out of her shell.
Being on TV for the first time.
Yes.
What you got going on?
Well, this Saturday, we're super excited because we have our free vaccination and microchip clinic at Monterey Park. So if anyone is interested in getting their pets their free vaccines and microchip, this is the time to come out. Of course, we are partnering with Animal Care Services as usual for these events, which is fantastic. Oh, Mama,
baby.
It's okay. It's okay. It's just vaccines and microchips.
This is open to anybody?
Anyone and everyone, yes.
First come, first serve.
First come, first serve. It's from 9 to 11, so definitely get there early. Make sure your dog is on a leash. If you have a cat, kitten, or puppy, make sure that they are in a secure carrier. Oh,
that's okay.
My mic. It's okay.
That's okay. Yes.
You're trying to snuggle. It's okay.
You're trying to whimper into the microphone. So again, if you want to find out more information about that, just head on over to their website, which is adltexas.org. And of course, if you'd like to see this little baby here and hug her so she doesn't shake so much, let me there in Nacogdoches of the Paul Jolly Center across from the zoo. Thank you, dear.
Thank you.
I'm so jealous. He gets to pet those little dogs and cats every week.
They're super cute. Sometimes we catch a glimpse when they come into the studio.
I know. I start following them like little stalkers.
So cute.
Time right now, 5:47, 75 degrees.
Let's look out there with Alex Gamez's drive cam. We appreciate him being up and early and checking the roads for us. You can see he's got good roadways right now. Doesn't seem to be a whole lot of traffic, but we're going to go ahead and check in with him and RJ a little later on.
All right, 5:50 right now, so let's give you an update on the situation out here outside of the Boerne area. I-10 eastbound, you see that we have both main lanes here blocked of I-10 east. So initially I thought that they were going to let some traffic through this area, but that has certainly not been the case. What they've actually done is they let that initial traffic that was backed up through here, but you now see that traffic further up the road has been diverted off to the frontage road in this area. So again, something that we will continue to monitor. I-10 eastbound, right now both main lanes blocked. And actually, let's go now to photojournalist Alex Gamez. He is out in the roads for us, and he is actually making his way out to this out in the northwest side. But before you get there, Alex, what are you looking at right now?
Well, this area right here is going to be I-10 West near Fair Oaks Parkway. I'm still about 20 minutes out from that slowdown just outside of Boerne. So, you know what? It actually gives me time to write out my Christmas list because, like Patty said, 28 weeks away. I've got time now to think about it, RJ.
Yeah, definitely a little bit of a haul as you make your way out there. I look at it as 12 more weekends until football season starts. That's the way that I look at the fall.
Ooh, there you go.
I'm a procrastinator when it comes to shopping. So, yeah, I look at when football season's about to start. All right, Alex, again, I-10 West, Fair Oaks as he makes his way out to this wreck right here. Again, all main lanes of I-10 East closed just outside the Boerne area. This is going to be at Upper Cibolo Creek Road. So just keep that in mind if you are in and around this area driving, or anyone that you know is going to be in the Boerne area. Mike, how are things looking outside this morning?
Kind of a pleasant morning. Yeah, 12 more weeks until the Lions begin their Super Bowl run. And after Alex's, he was talking kind of bad about the Lions yesterday, if you remember this. We had a little discussion. He's now a huge Lions fan. He's going to wear all of his
Lions Honolulu
gear, so.
blue? Yep.
Yeah, wears Honolulu blue. Can he still hear me right now? I don't know if he can or not. So anyway, great. It's a cool picture. I'm sorry somebody lost their beach ball, but just with all the kind of the gray of the water and the concrete right there and the little colorful beach ball, that's just a really, really neat looking picture. Thank you very much for that one. All right, not bad out there at the airport right now. We do have some rain showing up on radar. Obviously, it is not a lot, pretty much confined in our southern counties, going right down here through Atascosa County, right along 37. And then if you're going down 35, you're going to run into this. These are all continuing to work their way down to the south. Average speed for a lot of these showers, and I'm really not seeing anything as far as any lightning strikes showing on here. We do have lightning turned on about 20 miles per hour. Obviously, there's not a heck of a lot out there. There is more further on up to the north, a lot of this. So if you're going up on 35, you're going to run into some of those stronger storms. And we do still have this flow coming in here out of the north. So what that's going to do is continue to keep a few showers kind of popping up around the area. So we've got the 30% chance of rain. Again, it's not. Most of us aren't going to see any rain this morning, unfortunately, and even throughout the day. It's just very, very low rain chances. If you do get a shower, might have some gusty winds associated with some of those showers and perhaps a thunderstorm or two. And we're going to top off today at 93 degrees. So here's the computer model this morning. Again, fewer and far between, just a couple of them popping up here and there. Some of that energy from up north is going to be working its way on in here. I think the better chances of rain, again, are this morning and throughout the first portion of the afternoon. Then it really starts to kind of taper off a little bit as we go into dinner time and even this evening, perhaps one or two leftovers out there. And that's pretty much going to be about it. So again, 93 high temperature today. After today, any rain chances are pretty much going to be out of the picture, and we do start to heat up a little bit. 96 tomorrow, 98 on Friday. Flag Day, of course, on Friday, and then we go into the weekend. It'll be pushing 100, and I think we're going to be hitting it on Father's Day. But then after that, temperatures are going to start to kind of decline a little bit into next week. A few more clouds hanging around here, and albeit small chances for rain pretty much throughout the week, and right now it looks like maybe improving rain chances toward the end of next week. More after this. Stick around.
Happening later this week, our KSAT community partners will have a town hall to discuss the growing challenges of elder abuse in our community. It is happening Thursday, June 13 at 2 p.m. You can watch it live on KSAT Plus. And ahead on our next hour of GMSA, if you're struggling with credit card debt, Ivan Herrera has what you need to know to take control of your finances. Plus, our coverage continues with problems for Bexar County and its new criminal case management system. Why new software is being blamed. And taking a look at road conditions right now with our drive cam on I-10 headed to the Boerne area where there are reports of an accident. We're going to have a look at what's happening up there coming up in the next hour.